watching Action News 5 at 10.
Mid-South DUI cops are out for blood tonight, armed with a needle and new rules to crack down on suspected drunk drivers.
Now, if you refuse a breath test, you could be forced to give blood. Critics say the law goes too far.
Victims of drunk drivers say it's about time. Action News 5 investigator Lauren Squires has what you need to know.
I want that camera turned on right now.
Cameras inside a Wyoming jail capture a DUI blood draw in action.
Strapping me down in the thing.
Watch as 5 officers surround a suspected drunk driver, strap him into a chair, and put a mask over his head. In the left corner of the screen, a nurse enters, quickly draws blood, and leaves. It all happens in a matter of 5 minutes without the suspect's consent.
We can't force somebody to give a breath test. We can't force somebody to give us blood.
The law works like this. If a suspected drunk driver refuses a breath test, cops can now demand the driver give blood, 2 vials of it delivered to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation for testing.
What we see in Shelby County all the time is they're done in a very simple fashion.
It's called implied consent. It's something you agree to when you get behind the wheel in Tennessee. Driver's license or not, if an officer has probable cause to believe that you've been drinking, you agree to a breath or blood test. The original law is less than 2 years old. It changed in April 2013, requiring cops get a warrant to draw blood. Suspects are taken to the nearest police precinct where a licensed phlebotomist does the work. But if you resist,
we do have a facility here at the precinct where we are able to strap him down. As far as putting something over his head, you know, if they were trying to spit on us or something like that, we might try to find like a mask.
Year to date, MPD has conducted 292 mandatory blood draws. They say just the fear of blood draw is working. DUI arrests are down more than 14%, and DUI crashes down almost 5%. Critics, however, say the law is flawed and may violate your Fourth Amendment, which prohibits illegal search and seizure.
One of the key to a blood draw is if it is by consent, it has to be free from any threats or coercion, so the officers can't threaten them into it.
Video like this would prove consent, but blood draws are not recorded in Memphis.
There's absolutely no recording of this, and no matter what they do to you, you'll never be able to show anyone how they treated you.
Why do we have to give the drunk every privilege to be found not guilty?
Del Russell's husband was killed by a drunk driver in 1995.
We were high school sweethearts.
She wishes blood draws had been the law then.
I honestly thought that if you drank and you drove a car and you killed somebody that you would go to jail.
The driver who hit her husband refused a breath test, and prosecutors had no evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he was drunk.
It is a necessary law because the average drunk driver statistically drives under the influence 80 times before they get stopped.
Unless a legal challenge stops blood draws, fewer drunk drivers will now be able to stop their own prosecutions. For the Action News 5 investigators, I'm Lauren Squires.
During no-refusal weekends in Tennessee, if you're pulled over for suspected drunk driving, it's a breath test or you get the needle. The rest of the time, it's up to the officer to decide. In those cases, the officer can arrest you for refusal to take the breath test or contact a judge on call 24/7 to issue a warrant for a blood draw. Live outside of Tennessee? Check out implied consent laws in your state at WMCTV.com. We asked your opinion about all of this on our Facebook page. 70% of those who participated think forcing suspected drunk drivers to take a blood test is violating the Fourth Amendment. 30% do not. We want to know what you think. Head over to our Facebook page and join the conversation.